Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Planet Crafter Season 2. Right, we have progressed really well. In between episodes I did a few things. We got a couple of unlocks. One of the things that we unlocked was the water filter. So I'm going to grab that and then we're going to equip it. Alright, cool. Now we can drink water out of the lakes, which is pretty nice. Okay, another thing that's happened, obviously oxygen's growing extremely well, but we did unlock the incubator. We unlocked tree spreader tier 2. Now I want to push the oxygen a lot and obviously get some more plants, but if we have a look at the differences between the T1 and the T2, we're looking at 1920 per second oxygen, 97 plant, compared to 1950 oxygen. So 920, 1950, and 175, 97. Okay, so as you can see, the recipes aren't that different. So basically, if I collect some zeolite and some fertilizer, which I already have on me, and I break down the tier 1s, I can build the tier 2. So we're going to do that. We're also just going to take a look at the cave, because I unlocked another power option, and that is the fusion reactors. And we've just unlocked mutagen tier 3. Wow, we're getting through them now. But yeah, we got a couple of fusion reactors. I used all the pulsars because they're pretty expensive, and as you can see over here, it's 5 pulsars and 4 super alloys. So, but we got a lot of power now, which means that we can expand and we're ready for this thing. So let's head out to where our tree spreaders are. We'll break these down and put the tier 2s in. And I am going to keep these just sort of close together so that I can find them later on. And these ones you don't have to build right next to the water. Boom. That's 1. And then this one's number 4. Right, we have upgraded all 4 of our tree spreaders to tier 2s. Let's go and have a look at what it's done for us. Okay, that made a pretty big difference. Significant. And then just as a note, we have gone past the insect stage and we are almost 7% on our way to breathable atmosphere. And as you can see from the O2 meter down at the bottom, we're reducing, well, we're using oxygen at 1.4 per second. So I think that would have started at about 2, but yeah, when that gets to 0, we have breathable atmosphere. Okay, so like I said, we unlocked the autocrafter. We unlocked in the last episode, but we didn't use any at that stage. It was quite a long episode. We did unlock the incubator, which is really cool. It uses a lot of energy, but I think we're okay at the moment. We only have 1 unlock to go on each of the oxygen, heat, and pressure meters. We don't even. That one's done. Okay, so the mutagen tier 3 was the last one there. So the next one on pressure is the ore extractor tier 3, which will be very welcome. I don't know if I'm going to use teleporters too much, but we are a little way away from there anyway, so not really a big issue. Then, biomass. Okay, we currently have the ability to build a beehive, but we didn't have the incubator, so we didn't have bees, so we didn't do anything there. This episode, we're going to get bees. On the biomass side, next to unlock, 8.3, that is a fair way away still, but we can build it up with insects and maybe more plants. But yeah, in this episode, we're going to do some insect stuff. So, let's see, what do we need for an incubator? Not so hard. Okay, cool, we have everything that we need for the incubator, so where am I going to put this? Because it's not terribly small. Maybe I can get away with putting it over here. There we go. So what do we need? For bees, we need mutagen, fertilizer, uncommon. I think we could probably do that. Alright, well, we don't have any mutagen, so I'm going to have to make some. And methane and sulfur. There's some methane. Maybe I should just make a couple. Okay, so let's get... now, this is a bit of a lottery, because your recipes for silkworms and for bee larvae are basically the same. So there's a chance you could get one or the other. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of playing around. Okay, so that is now researching, and it does move pretty quickly. Let's see what we need for a beehive. Okay, eventually I'm probably going to have 2 or 3 of these. Even, maybe 2 or 3 of these. But I'm not going to do them here. While that is getting ready, let me put I'll put the beehive down over here. Once I've got the bee larva. Okay, let's go and have a look at what I've done over on the production side. Now, I'm not really terribly keen on running around trying to get algae and water to make mutagen and to make fertilizer, because it does take a lot of effort. And because we have watercrafters, well, I've started setting up this little facility. There's still some work to do, but essentially this is going to do the bacteria. Now, the thing with autocrafting is, if you have a look at the autocrafter, you can actually see what is within reach. At the moment, all of these containers are within reach because the autocrafter has I think about a 2.5 tile radius. So if you put it in the middle of 2 large living compartments, you should not have a problem reaching all parts of it. But anyway, so right now we have the autocrafters in range. We also have the containers in range, but we can also reach the algae. And the algae that is growing below us, which is exactly why I did that. Okay, so what is going to happen here is I am going to put some temporarily. It's not going to be a permanent thing, but the water catches, the lake water collectors, I'm going to put a couple closer by. I do have 3 algae generators right now. So what is going to happen there is that the autocrafter will be able to... Ooh, I'm going to have to get something to eat. Alright. The autocrafter will be able to pull the algae, it'll be able to pull the water. I've got a water container, but that's kind of for later, when we go even deeper into automation. But that'll be able to make the bacteria. Okay. The next step is to make the mutagen, which needs other things, which I'll have to fill containers initially. And then later on we'll move on. This will be mutagen tier 2. Sorry. Wait a minute. Mutagen. Oh, isn't that weird? We unlocked tier 3 before we unlocked tier 2. That's... no, we're not going to do that. Not there. This is going to be for the tier 2s. Ooh, we're having an event. Nope. Right, then on this side we'll have the fertilizer tier 2, and there are a couple of other things that go in here. Yeah, the bioplastics and the high quality food will eventually be over here as well. And that should sort us out. Okay, so that would be a somewhat automated process. We'll still need to bring stuff over as and when it's needed. So yeah, that's now starting to come together. In the last video, someone did mention that I haven't put the communications antenna up, even though I've got the messaging screen. And yes, that is true. I want to keep the lore of the game, the story of the game, for a separate episode. So I haven't built it yet. And that is the reason why. Okay, as you can see now, this has become a little larger. And I've started setting up my main storage area. So there'll be storage containers in rows over here. And there'll be more storage containers over here. And then just in the middle, there will be 4 autocrafters, which will auto craft sort of the stuff that's not being crafted anywhere else, and sort of higher end stuff like pulsars and rocket engines. And then I've added on, we have a little control room, and I'm still sort of thinking about how I'm going to handle the living quarters, and we'll get there. But yeah, that's kind of the layout now. Just in terms of the kind of outstanding goodies that I'm going to have to craft, things like all the rods, that will have a separate facility somewhere. Haven't quite decided on that yet. Let's go and see how our lava is doing. Are we going to get a bee? We got bees, folks. We have bees. All right, that's awesome. All right, I'm going to go and grab another. I did have one on me. Okay, we got our next lava happening. Fabulous. Let's see. Okay, so we can finally put the beehive down. And that's what we'll do over here. And that's going to produce honey, which is nice. Okay, so we've got insects started at least. Right, there we go. We have insects going. Now, what I must point out is that... Oh, what was that? Water. Ooh, empty. And we just unlocked the tree seed Cerner. Alright, where were we here? Alright, so we have insects going now, and we're unlocking things at a rapid rate. What I wanted to point out is we don't have the butterfly farm yet. So if we have a look over here, the butterfly farm is over here. That looks like it's going to be unlocking relatively soon. In the meantime, we're going to unlock all sorts of butterflies and we can put them into the butterfly dome. But the dome doesn't really give a lot of benefits. So insects 20 per second, whereas the butterfly farm will be more. The beehive doesn't give much either, but it does give plants. That does boost the plants, but it also gives us honey. So there's a benefit there. The butterfly dome itself is not really that great, and I wouldn't put too many of them up, especially now because they're using 139 per second energy. Pretty hectic. Speaking of energy, we are doing well with those two fusion generators. Whew. So we got lots of power available, but that can disappear very quickly when we get into the tier 5s. Let's see if we've got another bee. No, we don't. We have a silkworm. Alright, we can stash the silkworm. We'll use that later. Let me see if we can get one more bee. Right. Now, just the way these larvae spawn on the ground, in certain areas of the game you will find actual butterfly larvae spawning. And I think we may head out to an area that will give us that kind of benefit. We have explored the whole north. Obviously, there's some ridges and whatnot on the western side of Paradise Valley that we didn't go and check out. There are a few containers up there, nothing of major importance. So I think we're probably going to head south in this episode. And go and check out at least one biome on the south side. We're gonna have to start getting into the south because there are areas where you can pick up a lot of pulsar, and that's going to become extremely important for power. And we got another darn silkworm. All right, I wonder. Let's have a look. There is a little trick, and that trick is if you take your recycler. Now I grabbed all the stuff for a recycler, which is basically 2 deconstruction microchips and 3 super alloys, and we can just put that in. Now bear in mind, nothing in here is permanent because all of this is going to move, but I don't really want silkworms right now, so I can deconstruct them. and we get everything back. So, now we can give it another shot and see if we get bees. Alright, so that's a neat trick. You can do that with later on with butterflies and whatnot as well. I'm not sure if you can do it with trees. I've never had the guts to try it, but it's possible. We did unlock a tree, so let's have a look at what it is. It was the Cerner. Yeah, there it is. That has 150% multiplier, which is better than what we've got at the moment. All the ones we've got are 125s, and that uses the normal flower seed. So yeah, maybe we can get into that, but we'll probably do that. We'll build up some stock of these trees, the higher end trees, before we get the T3 tree spreaders, or before we put them in. All right, let's go and sort out a bit of the water collecting in this area. Now, it's going to be a bit of a squeeze. I just want to put one water collector in this area. Ah, there we go. Eventually that'll be replaced, but in the meantime, that's going to generate some water. And I think there's not a lot of space in there, but I should probably break this one down and move it in there as well. Yeah, we'll put that right there. Okay, so we've got 2 water collectors, and oh, by the way, we can drink out of the lake, which means we don't really need to collect water from those for our own consumption anymore. All right, so now what's going to happen is, as I'll put water in this, keep a couple for myself, but that's now going to automatically start crafting up bacteria, which means that we are now going to have a little bit of it in stock from time to time. We can just come and grab it as we need it, which is very, very cool. Okay, the recipe for mutagen normal is sulfur, methane, and bacteria. So it will grab from this bacteria auto crafter and make bacteria until it's full, and then this one will back up. So I'm going to have to put some sulfur and methane into these 2. Unless yeah, no, I'm not going to worry about the gas extractors, moving them closer until I've got the gas extractor tier 2s. But there you go. We're auto-crafting one of the most annoying parts of the game, which is the bacteria, which uses quite a lot of stuff. So if we have a look at what it uses, lots of algae and lots of water, and diving in the water and running around to collect algae is really quite a pain. Anyway, so yeah, that's working now, automatically. Darn. I didn't research. That was so silly. Well, there we go. Now we're researching. Alright, I have put some sulfur into the sulfur container over here, and I've got a little bit of methane on me, so as soon as I do that, okay, we have some. It's taking a while because obviously it's used up all the algae, or the water, it's sort of backed up somewhere. But if we put methane in this container, we are now getting mutagen automated. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll always have a stock of that. Whatever happened to mutagen tier 2? It's strange that we unlocked tier 3 before tier 2. Oh, tier 2 is way down the insect line. And I think it's been, well, actually I have no idea why it's been done like that, but wow. Okay. And we're having a bit of rain. And we're already up to 11 kilograms of insects, which is very cool. As you can see, we are ticking along nicely. We're already up over 2 GTR since the beginning of this episode. Is it 2? No, maybe 1 and a bit. Alright, let's go see if we've got another bee yet. Silkworms. Don't want silkworms. Be gone, silkworm. And we have little bees flying around in the rain. Ah. Very nice. Oh, rain is gone. It's a beautiful day. I think it's becoming a beautiful evening. And we have more bees. Lovely. Another beehive going in. Super. Now that's going to give us another boost. Let's go and see if we've got some mutagen. We're going to need that because I think we need to craft a couple of butterflies at least. Well, things are happening in here all on their own. Okay, mutagen. Look at that, full container of mutagen. I think we'll just do 2 for now. And yeah, okay, so all the bacteria was used up, but as soon as this is full, then bacteria will back up again. Right, it's nighttime. We've just unlocked high quality food. Nice. Okay, I'm going to need to get some fertilizer. I'm running a little low. It's really dark in here. Alright, let's have a look at the butterfly recipes. So at the moment we've got Azure, we've got Penga, and we've got Chevron. Okay, and in order to get a Chevron, well, let's start with the lower tier stuff. Let's see what we get, because this is also a bit of a lottery, with depends on what is unlocked. But if we go for the common lava option in this one, let's see what we get. And there's a common lava, and we'll research that. And by the time it's finished, it should be daytime. Alright, look at that. We have butterflies. What did we get? Oh, we got the pink one, the Leone. Alright, we'll grab that, queue up the next one, and I'm going to put a rare lava in, and we'll set that in motion and see what comes out of this. Okay, now while we're waiting for that, it was mentioned that I missed the iridium area in the canyon biome. There is an iridium cave on the western side of the canyon biome, on the far wall. I don't use it very often. There is iridium to pick up, but I have so much iridium from all the rockets that were launched that you know, I can't say I'm desperate. Wait, there's some more somewhere. There's some more iridium rods. So I've got tons of iridium. So I very seldom even visit that cave. But I think there's other stuff in there, so I may pop there in between episodes and go and see if there are any containers. There may be. Go and see if we've got another butterfly yet. We do, and it's a Penga. Okay, so that's according to the recipe. I think that's the only one that's unlocked. So now that we have 2 butterflies, we can head out to our butterfly dome. Now, like I said, the butterfly dome doesn't give a heck of a lot, but, you know, it's pretty and it does give a little bit. So we'll chuck these 2 butterfly larvae in there, and look at that. We have butterflies. That also means that whereas the base butterfly dome gives us insects at 20 per second, we are now getting insects at 81 per second. So that's a little bit of a boost. But the butterfly farms are far better. There is another screen that I could put up specifically for, well, let's have a look at it. It's this biomass progress screen, which will break down the biomass. Because it's not broken down here yet, but we can still see what's going on when we go in here anyway. So, not too much of an issue. I'll save that for the main base. Next unlocks coming under insects will be the tree seeds, then the silk generator, more trees, and the outdoor farm, which is crazy important. In terms of biomass, we're waiting for the tier 5 heaters, insect spreader rockets, which will give us a massive boost on insects. Over to the terraforming, we're almost halfway to the teleporters, and the tree spreader tier 3s will follow soon after that. Oxygen, we need quite a bit there. We're still far away. And then the tier 3 ore extractors are going to be coming. And that will come even faster once we've got the tier 5 drills. Right. So let me gather everything that I need for our little trip, because we're going to head south. Okay, all ready. So what I'm going to do first, the first area that we're going to visit is an area I call the Blue Desert, which is slightly blue, and it's a desert. So we're going to head out over the lake. We're into the cracked spire biome. We're just going to hug the wall, and we're going to go into this cave. Now, we briefly had a look at this cave on one of the previous episodes. osmium, iridium, and sulfur lying around all over the place. And there's a container. Yeah, I'm going to come back for that. And if you head out the back of this cave, so you just keep going south, there is this blue desert. And right over here, somewhere that I can see from most directions, I'm going to put... Oh, of course, I didn't bring enough iron to put a door on this thing. So let's grab an iron. And we're going to put a living compartment, a little outpost right here. Are we doing okay? Now what we want to do is we want to head south, but okay, this little area is a bit tricky to find because it's behind a whole lot of high rocks and I do sometimes lose myself. So we're going to head south and we're going to find some interesting stuff. Now you can see we're hitting the edge of another biome with some strange rocks, but we are then going to turn east and we see a drill sitting on a hill. Very interesting. And just over the hill are a whole bunch of containers. So this looks like an attempted base. There's a drop pod. And there's a few goodies in the drop pod. We're going to clear all that out. I think it's actually worthwhile to have an outpost over here. Because if I remember correctly, there's a fair bit of stuff. So let me go and get the stuff together and we'll just create a little outpost over here. Okay, so we have an outpost. We may need containers, common lava. And this is one of the areas where the more rare lava will spawn. So we'll keep an eye out for them. Alright, let's go shopping. Ooh, look at that. Lots of super alloys. Okay. I did get enough iron to build a storage locker. Okay, we're having another weather event. Okay, so we cleared the two containers that were here, but there is a secret underground area here as well. So let's go in there. Torch. And more goodies. Oh, I like rocket engines at the moment. Nothing else here. There's a message. Okay, I wasn't expecting that my landing site would be so bad. But there's no reason I won't be able to terraform this big rock. I have enough knowledge about the process to succeed. All I have to do is follow the steps. Hope for good weather and not too many meteors. It can't be that hard. Now this is the dude that we found in the lake area in that cave. A rock had fallen on him, so yeah, shame. Didn't turn out too good for him. Alright, let's head down. Nothing we can grab here. Another message. It's been harder than expected. The outside is toxic and seeds won't really grow underground. My calculations tell me that the planet's position should be best to terraform in about 2 years. I just have to survive until then. But dude, okay, now what we can actually, and we're not going to come back here again, I don't think, so we can actually break down these servers, and when we do, we get circuit boards. Now those will become important at a later time. Another message. I'm not going to read this. You're welcome to pause and read it. Cool. More stuff. And then there's a door. And this goes up into what is basically the final area, and there's more goodies, which I'm going to have to come back for. And I have enough iron on me, so should be able to make another storage container. Okay, cool. We've just unlocked the Elegia tree. Elegia. Yeah, I'm not seeing any rare lava yet, but they do spawn. Maybe it's just too early for them. But they are very rare, so obviously they don't arrive all the time. Let me go and finish up those last few containers in the secret area. And I'm going to break these. They may respawn, I don't know. I just need the iron for an extra storage container if I do need one. But I don't think I will. Okay, the storm has passed. We are still in the blue desert. I don't see any of the rare... I don't see any of the rare lava spawning, so... they aren't difficult to see, but they are a different color, so they won't look the same as this. They're more black in this area, but there have been other types of lava found in this area as well. So yeah, you just got to keep your eyes open, pay attention. But I think that's going to be it. Between episodes, I'm just going to move all of this stuff back to the base. We are progressing very well, and in the next episode, we'll go hunting for some zeolite and osmium, and we will carry on progressing towards our goals. So, if you've liked this video, if you don't mind, give us a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Everyone, thank you very, very much for your comments. Much appreciated. I know I'm not playing this game as per the probable script. I kind of have my own style of play, which is a bit minimalistic, so I'm not going to be building huge bases. But yeah, that's where we are. So yeah, carry on commenting if you've got anything to say, if I've missed anything. And until next time, cheers.